Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I'm actually doing a part 2 of the questions I've never answered. If you saw my video last week then you saw that I did part 1 for this, and today I decided to film part 2 and answer some more questions because I actually got quite a few questions off my friend Liv, so shout out to you when you see this. I know you're away at the moment, but when you see this, hi. But you gave me a lot of questions, so I'm going to answer some of them in this video. I might not get to answer them all because there's quite a lot, but I will answer some of your questions today, Liv, because you had some really good ones. So yeah, if you haven't seen part 1 then you can go and watch that after this if you want to, or you can pause this video and go and watch it now, whatever you want. But I'm just going to answer some more questions for you now. The first one is, if you could go back 5 years and give yourself one piece of advice, what would it be and why? I'd probably tell myself to believe in myself a bit more, because I did a lot of performing 5 years ago. Obviously I've done it for like my whole life, but I never really fully came out of my shell in terms of performance. It was only when I started at college that I really came out of my shell properly and discovered a part of me that I didn't know existed. So I think I'd just tell myself to push myself more. Not push my, because I did always work really hard for it, but remember that I can do more, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm explaining this very well at all, but I always had low confidence, and I still do now, to be honest. But when I realised what I could do a couple of years ago, when I first realised that I had that confidence in me, I wish I could go back and tell myself that I have that confidence in me and that I can do that and that I can perform that way. I'm not making any sense, am I? I don't know. Basically, that I am capable of a lot more than I think. Number 2 is, if you were an animal, what do you think you would be? I don't know. I mean, my favourite animal's always been a giraffe, but I don't think I'd be a giraffe if I was an animal. One, because they're tall and I'm like 5'3", so there's that. Maybe a rabbit or something. Just something small and cute. Not that I'm telling myself I'm cute, but I'm quite small. I don't know. Can be quite energetic, and I'm small. The next one is, what sweet/chocolate do you think best resembles you and why? These are really hard. Probably Smarties. Again, full of energy, colourful. I don't know why, but Smarties was the first one that popped into my head. I love the next one. It's, what is your best chat-up line? I don't really use chat-up lines very often, but I don't use them at all actually, only as like jokes. But again, these are all like cheesy ones that I wouldn't actually use to get a date or something. This is just like ones that I think are funny. One of my favourites has always been, are you wearing space pants because the ass is out of this world? That's one of my favourites. The next one is, who's your favourite best friend? In brackets, cough, me. For those of you who don't know, Liv is actually my best friend, so I think that was just a little hint to remind you all that she's my best friend. Next one is, what is your favourite photo on your iPhone? That is so difficult because I have so many photos on my iPhone. Like so many. I'm just going to do a quick scroll, try not to take too long. I mean, I have a load of photos from different meet and greets and book signings I've been to, so stuff like that's always my favourite, like ones with Alfie and Joe and everyone, and Ollie. But then I also have, like, there's some photos of me and Liv from Alton Towers that are really funny. I love this one. Don't know if you'll be able to see that. I mean, I could just insert it, but I'll just show you here instead. The ring light's reflecting off it really bad, but there's that one that I love from Alton Towers. Oh my god, I have so many. I couldn't pick just one. I'll just have to show you a couple of favourites. Another one that sprung to mind, I'll have to scroll quite far to find it, I think. This one is probably one of my favourites, of me and Luke from like quite a while ago. I just love it. It's just so cute and so funny. He's probably going to kill me if he knows that I showed that in a video, but my bad. The next question is, if you got paid, I don't know what that number is, she's just put in brackets, a lot of money, to shoot me in the foot, would you do it? No, definitely not. I would not shoot you in the foot. I'm not even just saying that either. I genuinely would not accept the money because I would not want to shoot you in the foot. 1, because you're my best friend, and 2, because that'd freak me out. Like, you know how squeamish I am and I couldn't do it, but the main reason is because you're my best friend and I'd rather not shoot you in the foot. So no, I wouldn't accept the money. I'm a good friend, remember that. Next question is, what is your favourite emoji? In terms of one of the ones that I use the most, that's one of my favourites, is this one. I just seem to use it a lot, and I feel like, I don't know, I just use it all the time. It's one of my go-to emojis to use. Or maybe the star ones. There's like a few different star ones that I really like. They're usually the ones I'd use the most, or that I like the most really. But then there's some that I think are quite cool that I just never actually use, because I don't often like go through all the emojis just to pick specific ones. I usually just use my most recent ones because I can't be bothered to search for emojis, which is probably kind of lazy, but those are probably my favourite ones, like the star themed ones, and also the Christmas ones, obviously, because it's me and I love Christmas. Next question is, what is the one thing that you wish to accomplish by the end of this year? I was going to say 1,000 subscribers, but I'm still kind of far away from that, so maybe 700 subscribers by the end of the year, maybe a bit over, but I don't know, because I'm on like 600 and, what am I on now? 600 and something. I'm getting kind of close to 700 basically, so maybe get to that for the end of the year or just a bit over. Also audition for Disneyland again, just some little things here and there. A lot of my bigger plans are things that wouldn't really happen until like next year. Obviously I have my panto again at the end of the year, which I'm looking forward to, but then things that I want to accomplish won't have been accomplished by the end of the year, if that makes sense. Like if I got to work at Disney, it wouldn't be till next year, because obviously the way the auditions work and stuff. Then I've got another show next year that's coming up that I know about anyway. I'll have other ones probably, but yeah, they're sort of like little goals that I want to achieve. The next one is, what is the most embarrassing thing you've ever done or seen someone do? That is definitely a hard question, purely because I embarrass myself pretty much on a daily basis. One of the ones that has just popped into my head is when, it was one of my first days of college, I think, like ever, and I think I saw someone I knew and I sort of like waved, and I was walking and I didn't notice the curb in front of me, and I literally flew. I tripped up it and just went flying and like landed on the floor. And then, you know, when you do that thing where you just look at the curb as if like, oh, that was weird, like, where did that curb come from? No, I just wasn't paying attention and tripped up the curb. It was so embarrassing. Oh my god. Literally wanted the ground to swallow me up, especially because it was one of my first days. And you know when you see in like high school films and stuff where like the new person's there or the really shy person's there and they like drop something or they fall over and it's like really embarrassing. It was like one of those moments basically. Again, I could sit here all day and talk about my embarrassing moments. That's a good video idea actually. Maybe that will be a video in the future, but I've done so many embarrassing things that I wouldn't even be able to list them all to you right now. The next one is, what feature do you best like about yourself? I know that this is going to be a struggle for me to answer because there's not a lot of features about me that I actually like. Maybe my eyes are okay. I don't mind my eyes. I mean, I've got mascara on now, so they probably look a lot better, but I kind of like my eyes, I guess. That's literally all I can think of. So we're going to go with eyes because they're okay. Everything else, I'm not a fan of. I mean, again, this is going to sound like I'm fishing for compliments. I'm not. I just genuinely can't think of anything else that I actually like. And I don't mind my eyes. I think they sometimes look quite nice, so we'll go with that. The next question is, which Disney character do you feel each of our group is? Your opinion without influences. And what she means by that is like my friendship group. So there's like me, her, Franny, Big Luke and Little Luke. I know it's so confusing. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned that in videos before. Big Luke's my boyfriend, Little Luke's my friend, and we're like a little friendship group. I'd probably be Rapunzel or something, not just because she's my favourite or anything, but I think her attitude towards life and like her enthusiasm and her energy, I'd probably be like Rapunzel maybe. Liv would probably be one of those really like funny, quirky characters. One of the first ones that popped into my head was Mushu, but he's kind of a more angry kind of character, I think, so I don't know if that would work. I feel like I'm just thinking in terms of a sense of humour, because she, like, Liv is so funny. Like, she's absolutely hilarious, so, I mean, I feel like she'd be someone like LeFou in terms of her humour. Or maybe even something like Olaf, like, just... that's kind of weird, because LeFou and Olaf are played by the same person. As in, like, the LeFou in the new Beauty and the Beast film. But basically, any character that's, like, really funny, like one of the funny, like, sidekicks or that sort of thing is definitely Liv. Franny, I always immediately think of Belle. I know it's because she does a lot of Belle stuff, like when she does her parties and things, and I don't know, that's one of her favourites, but I always just think of Belle. I just think she is literally so much like Belle. Big Luke, my boyfriend Luke, He would probably be like Prince Eric or something, or Prince Charming. I know that sounds so lame, like, oh, of course you're gonna call him a prince because he's your prince. Oh, so cute. Oh. No, but I feel like he'd be more related to one of those sort of characters, maybe Kristoff or something. This is a really difficult one, and I'm going to end up thinking of loads more after this video's over, so yeah. And then little Luke, he would probably, the first one that's come to mind is Jiminy Cricket. I feel like, yeah, I feel like that's perfect actually. I'm sorry for those people who don't actually know my friends, and this might be like, okay, what? I don't know these people, but you've probably seen them all in my videos and vlogs before. They were all in my 20th birthday weekend vlog when we went bowling, so if you want to see them in that, go check them out. There you go, and they've been in other videos before, so yeah, that's probably what I'd go with. The next one is, you call yourself a potato. Which potato do you think you most resemble? Just your standard potato. Nice, round, weird potato. The next question is, what is the nicest present you've ever received? And I mean, this is hard because a lot of people have given me such lovely presents throughout like my whole life, but the one present that I think probably really meant the most to me was actually off my friend Cara. Cara, I don't know if you're watching this. Hi if you are. She actually, I mentioned this in my 20th birthday video, my haul video on this channel, and she actually got me Carrie Hope Fletcher's first ever book, All I Know Now is what it's called. I keep getting the titles mixed up. It's her original one, which is about her, like her other books have been novels, but this is the one I haven't actually got around to reading it yet because I'm like reading so many books at the minute. I've got so many to read, but she got me this book by Carrie Hope Fletcher, and she wrote me a little card. Like, I didn't know she was getting me a present at all. A few days before my birthday, this present got dropped off around my house, and it just had a card on top and it said my name on it, and then it said, this is for your birthday, so don't open me just yet. And I was literally sat there trying to figure out the handwriting, whose it could be, going all detective on it, could not figure it out. I had a couple of guesses, but I ended up being completely wrong, and I didn't know it was Cara. And she wrote me a little message in the card saying that that book really helped her with her anxiety and stuff, and she thought it would really help me too, and she was just saying that she thinks I'm really brave and like I'm doing so well and everything, and it was just the loveliest thing I think I've ever received in my life. And honestly, I just wanted to cry when I opened it, and it still makes me want to cry now because it's just the cutest thing ever, and it was so unexpected because I don't know, it was just so out of the blue and just the loveliest thing. So Cara, I hope you're watching this because thank you so much. Honestly, I cannot tell you how much that present meant to me, and I still think about it all the time because it's just the sweetest thing I think I've ever received, so thank you. But I have received a lot of lovely gifts and things like that in my time, so thank you to everyone who has ever gotten me gifts and things, but that was just one that always sticks out to me and I really appreciate a lot. The next one is, what is your favourite makeup product? In terms of like a specific product, like from a brand or something, at the moment I'd probably say it's my Sleek liquid lipstick in the shade Birthday Suit, because I think it's just amazing, although it is really hard to pick a favourite. But I think I'm going to go with that. I don't want to think about it too much because I could be here all day, because obviously you know I have so many favourites and it's hard to pick just one, but that's one that's definitely a top one because it's just so amazing, like so amazing. It stays on all day, looks really nice. It just, I think it's great, and I just can't believe how affordable it is as well. Obviously I do love like my Modern Renaissance palette and my Jeffree Star palettes, so I'd probably say that liquid lipstick. But if we were saying like what's my favourite makeup product to use, like out of foundation, it would be eyeshadow, because that's my favourite part of makeup, and I love all my eyeshadow palettes. I love collecting them and trying out loads of different colours and looks and stuff. So it turns out I've ended up answering all of Liv's questions. I thought I was only going to answer a few, but apparently not. The last one is, if you were in Beauty and the Beast, what antique or houseware item do you think you would turn into? That's a really good question. Like, Liv, you are like the best at Q&A questions, so I'm impressed. I feel like I'd probably turn into like maybe a mirror. I'd probably turn into something like this that's very Disney themed and pretty, and not because I'm calling myself pretty, but I mean like cute and like nice like this. I feel like I could turn into this. I don't know, I feel like a book or something, because I was always quite a big bookworm when I was younger, and I'm still trying to get myself back into reading and stuff. I don't know if that technically counts because it's not like an ornament or that sort of thing, but maybe a book. This is probably the hardest question I've ever had, but also like the best question I've ever had because it's just such a good question. Probably also like a laptop or a TV because I watch so much YouTube. Or a spoon. I'm gonna end this video here. I mean, I could have gone into loads of detail on all of those questions and sat here and really thought about it, but this video could have been really long, so I gave some of my answers that first came into my head, although it was really difficult to choose for a lot of them. But yeah, thank you so much, Liv, for those questions. They were absolutely amazing. I know who to come to next when I need more Q&A questions for a video or anything like that. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and comment down below your answers to some of these questions or any other questions you'd like me to answer, and maybe I could do a part 3. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, because that'd be amazing, because you know, I want to get to that goal of 700 or maybe more. Yeah, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!